I couldn't have said it better myself, Darth. What the bloody fuck? Way to make something that was supposed to be epic and something that everybody was looking forward to, and just turn it into a piece of trash that sounds more like a parody rather than a serious fucking movie. So if you've been living under a rock this past night, there's been news that's been leaked and it's been announced, so it's real, it's not a rumor. Ben Affleck is going to be the new Batman. Take that in for a moment. What the fuck? Seriously, Ben Affleck is the new Batman. So, if you didn't know, everybody knows by this point, but we got Man of Steel this past summer. And they announced that in 2015, the sequel to Man of Steel will be a Superman-Batman crossover movie, eventually working their way towards a Justice League movie. So that was, some big shocking news. Everybody's been talking about a movie with Batman and Superman. When are they going to be in a movie together? And it's finally going to happen for the first time in a live action feature. That's great, that's fine, right? Superman and Batman, everybody, wants that to happen. But nobody wanted fucking Ben Affleck as Batman. Now, it's just ridiculous. It really is how much they could fuck this movie up. Zack Snyder and that whole fucking team is just doing a shitty job from start to finish with this whole DC series that they started with Man of Steel. I didn't think Man of Steel was too hot of a movie. It had its problems, and I really do not like Zack Snyder as a director. The guy is, like Michael Bay on steroids in some parts. Not very artistic in the way that Christopher Nolan is, And I know the whole thing with Man of Steel is that they market it off of the fact that Chris Nolan is producing it, but most of the people thought that Chris Nolan was directing it, the way that they marketed Chris Nolan onto this movie. But it is a Zack Snyder movie, and this is going to be a Zack Snyder movie. And now he releases this statement where he's so thrilled and happy that Ben Affleck is on board because he's going to add a lot of depth to the Batman character. This whole series is just in the wrong people's hands right now. There is no doubt in my mind this movie and this whole series is going to fail. I honestly don't even think that they're going to make it to a Justice League movie, because this shit is going to be horrible. They want to do this. They want to do a Flash and a Wonder Woman movie. I don't even think it's going to get that far. This is going to be so bad. It's ridiculous. Now, of course, I'm sure Christian Bale was in talks. That would have been the big thing, to do Christian Bale. That would have been the best bet. Because Christian Bale's coming off of the best Batman trilogy that you could possibly come up with. You want to catch lightning in a bottle. But you get it. I understand Christian Bale does not want to do Batman anymore. But if you're not going to get Christian Bale, you go with an unknown person or a lesser known person. It's like the Jack Nicholson thing, where it becomes to a point, if they're playing an iconic character and you put an iconic real life person in that iconic character, you're just gonna be thinking about the actor the whole time. That's the Jack Nicholson syndrome, where in almost every role these days you just see Jack Nicholson. You don't actually see the character because he's just so famous and such a unique person himself. Now, Ben Affleck isn't on that height of Jack Nicholson and uniqueness and all that, and just being a vibrant character himself. But why are you going with such a famous fucking person to be Batman? First of all, that's the wrong choice there. Henry Cavill was a good choice for Superman because he's not some A-list celebrity that has been in a bunch of movies that everybody knows. This big, well-known person. That's good. Same with Christian Bale. He wasn't very well known before Batman. That's how you cast these iconic roles, you know? You never, you don't put Brad Pitt as Batman, you don't put Tom Cruise as Batman, but they put Ben Affleck as Batman, and that's like the same thing that, the same state of mind as putting a Brad Pitt as Batman. You're just going to be watching the movie, and not for one split second are you going to be not thinking of Ben Affleck. And that's a recipe for disaster, because you want an audience to be invested into the character, not the actor themselves, if you understand what I'm saying. You don't want the actor's reputation to overshadow the actual role that they're in. And that's one thing. And just the fact that it's fucking Ben Affleck. It's like, the guy isn't as bad right now as he was a few years ago when he was just doing shitty ass movies. He's worked up a good reputation for himself being a director and making some critically acclaimed directing movies, but as an actor, being Batman, it just sounds like a fucking parody. It sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit, I could just see the skit right now. They're all doing casting calls for the new Batman movie, and Ben Affleck is the special guest on Saturday Night Live, and they make a whole joke out of it that Ben Affleck is Batman, and it's a really cheesy, corny movie, and that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like it's going to be. It's just so fucking cheesy and cornball. Ben Affleck is Batman, I really want to go into this with an open mindset, but how can you? What type... The guy doesn't ring Batman to me at all with his character, Yeah, it's like, you had Michael Keaton. Great Batman. He's not like that A-list celebrity, so that was good. You had Michael Keaton. Then you had Val Kilmer, kind of in the middle. His Batman performance, some people loved it, some people hated it. George Clooney was a joke as Batman, and that's what this sounds like. Ben Affleck, it sounds like a joke as Batman. Christian Bale, while yes, the Batman voice was pretty annoying and bad at some points, but the guy played the best Bruce Wayne that anybody has played live action-wise. The guy was Bruce Wayne. He personified that billionaire, playboy, cocky, arrogant attitude that Bruce Wayne had. Ben Affleck, I just don't see Bruce Wayne in him. I don't see Batman in him. He's just some guy from fucking Boston. Really? It's really ridiculous, man. It really is, and I have no hope for this movie. This movie is going to be horrible, and I'm going to be laughing the whole fucking way. This is just the start of bad news for the DC Comics series, the movie series. Marvel is kicking their ass, and this was the last fucking route to go. They just dug themselves in a fucking grave 6 feet under. It's just horrible, It's... what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? I want to go into this with an open mind, like I said, but how can you? Because it's just such a well-known name, first of all, and it's just a cheesy cornball choice. The guy, Ben Affleck, to me, just does not have any Batman qualities. Like I said, go with a lesser-known person or a fucking unknown. That's what they did back in the day. Harrison Ford as Han Solo, who nobody knew what the fuck Harrison Ford was, and look what happened to him, became Indiana Jones. Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, nobody knows what the fuck Mark Hamill is. Just go with an unknown, somebody that has charisma. Somebody that's hungry, not Ben Affleck. It's just such a fucking Hollywood move, so fucking Hollywood, it's ridiculous. This is going to be fucking bad. But yeah, let me know what you think about this choice. If you see any type of silver lining here, I don't. This is going to be horrible, have no doubt about it. It's already enough because I don't think the Man of Steel is a good enough series to even have Batman in it yet. They would probably have to get a couple of good more movies under their belt, because Man of Steel itself had a lot of problems, and you would want a much more capable director than Zack Snyder to handle something this epic, because the guy is just going to throw away something that should be a lot of character-driven story into just a bunch of clusterfuck of action. Batman and Superman, their relationship is just going to be overshadowed by a bunch of fucking buildings getting blown up and falling down in the first place. And I have Ben Affleck as Batman. So many wrong things with this movie. Very disappointed. I guess, you know, no, that's what we get for getting our hopes up with this. I guess I'll have to wait and see if they destroy Star Wars now also in 2015 by casting somebody like fucking Brad Pitt as, you know, the new Han Solo or some shit like that. But yeah, there you go. There's my thoughts on this fucking horrible choice. Let me know what you think. Alright, as always, Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.